Kevin Acee, our Padres Insider, back with us from San Francisco, where the Padres have completed a sweep of the Giants. Jim just told you that. They're getting ready for the Dodgers on Friday night in LA. Kevin, we appreciate you taking time for us. What impressed you most being there for the last three games, the manner in which the Padres won? What was most impressive over the course of these last three games?
The relentlessness of the offense. I'd start with Laureano. I'd say Cronenworth is having his best portion of the season, one of the best portions of his career. You're going to take about 20 games here. But the offense becoming what they, wanted it to be, what they sometimes claimed they were, but it actually happening now. And then you pair that with really good pitching and the little things that they take so much pride in and that they have basically done and that have won them a lot of games this year. But you pair that with then the offense as it is right now and as it has been for 2 weeks at least. That's pretty impressive. It's impossible to not be impressed by. I will throw all sorts of caution out there that, all right, this big weekend, wow, it's huge. Oh, and then the Dodgers come to town and then, oh yeah, there's still a month to play. But I will say that as of right now, you can't be much more impressed with how the Padres are playing.
They were playing good baseball before the trade deadline. They won 5 games in a row leading up to the trade deadline here. So, I mean, from everybody's standpoint, including yours, Kevin, how much credit are you giving AJ Preller here? When they're winning these games, how much are you thinking oh, that was an AJ Preller win, that was an AJ Preller win? Because the moves that he's made, every single one's paid off so far. Yeah.
I mean, Laureano was huge. Fermin is big. I mean, Nestor Cortez. If Nestor Cortez is this year's Martin Perez, then, looks pretty good so far. I mean, O'Hearn is, getting on base and had some hits today. I mean, you're right. Sorry, I didn't mean to shilt you there by going down and giving you play-by-play of what you just said. But yeah, that is, I don't know that I've gone after, what was it? Was it the first game or one of the first wins? No, the first game was Pavetta. But one of the first wins, I was like, wow, I think I wrote it, that was the trade deadline win. But honestly, what are they, 8-3 now since the deadline? Maybe it's 9-3. A lot of them have at least had one of those guys coming up huge. So for me right now, I mean, it's between Fermin and Laureano, not that you asked me, but Laureano has been the best player so far. The fact that Fermin has come in and locked down the number 9 spot out of the catcher position is just monster. But he made the lineup longer, man. He did it. He finally did it. Remember, there was 1 through 9. We're having great at bats. Okay, guys, maybe they are now.
Kevin Acee is with us, our Padres Insider from San Francisco. So the Padres are off for LA. Like you just said, there's still 41 games remaining. It's not like the season is on the line this weekend or even next weekend. But you believe in your estimation with the way last year finished, with them being 2-5 earlier in the year against LA. Do they need to prove something to themselves against LA specifically over the course of these next 2 series or not?
The only reason that I would say yes, because I'm just always reluctant, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Was it 4 and in 22 you were still playing 18 games, right? Was it 5-14 in 2022 before they won the NLDS?
Yeah.
They won the season series last year and then lost the DS to the Dodgers. It really is, how are you playing in October? But the reason I would say is they're playing really well right now and the Dodgers aren't. And they go in there and it's the a continuation of those first 2 series and the Dodgers get right against the Padres. Yeah, that could be a thing, right? I still am not going to say, oh no, but that could be a thing. Yeah, because it's wait a minute. This is supposed to be different. We're playing great. These are the guys who gave up the 9-game lead in less than a month and a half. And then you go in there and you drop 2 or 3 and something like that. And, furthermore, beyond proving, yes, there are 41 games, but we're not going to lessen this too much, right? Because these are your last opportunities to guarantee yourself that you gain a game by winning. And let's say you get 2 up on them, or the Dodgers get 2 up on the Padres after this. Or let's say the Dodgers lose tonight, they go in +1, then they go 4-2, and they're 3 games up. next Sunday. And at that point, what are there 33 games to go? Like, that is sitting really good.
Yeah, a lot can change in just a mere couple of weeks. We've seen it with the Padres here, going 14-3 over the last 17 games, and it's only been a couple of weeks, and we still have a month and a half left in the season. Do you sense like maybe if they don't win the division, would you feel like this team might be disappointed in that, because they've crawled back here to now be in the division lead here over the Dodgers, but maybe a sense of disappointment if they don't win the division here?
Yes, absolutely. Now, let's say, I don't know, what could happen over the course of these 41 games where you get to October and you're like, no, you know what, this is good. They got the number 4 seed. The Dodgers, the Dodgers closed 35-6 or something, and you're just like, okay, fine. And it's good enough, right? So I don't want to say it flat out, yes, absolutely. But I don't see how you could say you just made up the 9 games. You did the whole trade deadline thing. You're getting still getting your pitching, your defense, your starting rotation is coming around, and you now have this complete lineup. And how could it not be disappointing if you don't finish this thing out and get that first round bye? So yeah, I will absolutely agree with you, but while also saying, there's a lot that still can happen here.
There is. Kevin Acee is with us as the Padres get ready for the Dodgers, the red-hot Padres, who are 14-3 in their last 17 games. At worst, they'll be even in the NL West come Friday night. Kevin, what would you say? If I asked you what is the Padres' biggest weakness or maybe susceptibility, how would you answer that?
Well, I'm always thinking of bullpen susceptible, right? Just because, those guys are human. But it's a good question, and I don't want to be by not answering it, by not having this ready answer, it's like I'm not really being critical of this team. But when you are 14-3 and it's not just you're 14-3, because they were 14-3 at the start of the season, but we could all look at that, and we were talking about it at the time, about some really good fortune. They still weren't scoring a lot. There was, a couple guys were super hot. They were getting all the timely hits, but it wasn't dominant 14-3. It was like, hey, this is a really good start. This 14-3, I don't know. Am I missing something? Where has been the weakness? You still have to see you have things that still need to be proved. And that is, that Michael King needs to go beyond 2 innings, which I'm sure he will. But look, we got to see it. Darvish, consistency. It'll be big start for him on Sunday. They basically brought, babied him along. I'm being, way too simple about it, but they babied him along so that he could start late season games against the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. So that's a big start for him. So maybe the starting pitching I would go with. Dylan Cease. I think we watched Dylan Cease be inconsistent for too long to just go, 2 really good starts. Dylan Cease is back. I think that would be naive. I'm not saying he's not. He is doing a lot of the things that he, was trending toward doing, and now it's turning into zeros, and so that's good. But I would say maybe the starting pitching. I don't know what you guys think.
It's hard.
We don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I think they've shored up all their weak links, as Preller were talking about after the deadline. Right. Maybe starting pitching, to your point, because Michael King and Yu Darvish are a little bit of a wild card right now, but still, it's. Yeah. You trust them, right? Those 2 guys you trust over the course of the next month or so.
Jim's been saying, you can ask the question, Jim, but Jim's been saying, the susceptibility is their health, but that's kind of the answer for any team.
Right.
You just kind of cross your fingers and say, hey, if we're healthy, we're good. If we're not, that's just bad luck.
Yeah, I like all of it plays into it, and we all, between the 3 of us, we mentioned it, right? It's not just they're playing well. It's in the middle of this playing well before the deadline, then get these guys that are, that Preller makes the declaration, and we all go, oh, wow, well, they addressed all of their needs. We don't know if these guys are any good. Then they all start out playing really well. Maybe O'Hearn didn't, but he's contributed. And gosh, they got better in the bullpen. So that's where we're at right now. That said, and I'll write it for Thursday when I'm talking about the Dodgers. I was going back and looking at the Dodgers, and when's the last time that they were this bad over 32 games? You know when it was? 2018. They went 12-20.
Wow.
They went to the World Series that year.
Mm-hmm.
You remember, when the last time the Dodgers were this bad over 32 games this late in the season? 2017. Oh, that's right. They went to the World Series that year too. So there's just a long way to go.
There is a long way to go.
Yep.
I bet you could win some bar bets, Kevin, if you asked who had the lowest ERA in the bullpen for the Padres. I don't think many people would guess David Morgan, but he currently has the lowest ERA at 1.67 in that bullpen. We saw him be put into a late game situation in a close game in this series. Do you see him being given more opportunities like he got the other night? Because, I mean, if you have David Morgan pitching like this, and he's been fantastic, it just makes your bullpen even deeper and gives guys opportunities to have even more time off.
Yep, absolutely. And I thought that the one the other night was about as big as it comes, because here's the deal. What was he was taking a 4-run lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did Mike Shildt do last night? He used his high leverage guys to protect a 4-run lead.
Yeah.
Like that's still at Oracle Park, almost anywhere, but at Oracle Park, wind, blowing out 1 minute, blowing in, blowing across the next minute. That in a game in the middle of August, that is a higher leverage situation. And that kid has been unbelievable. And not just because of his story, not just because he came from AA and wasn't even in spring training. Like that makes it better. But that kid has come in throwing strikes. He learned a 2-seam fastball at Dodger Stadium in the middle of June. It's now an effective pitch. He's got a really good curveball, a good slider. He throws 99. I believe he's hit 100. It's freaking insane. Who was it that tweeted the other day? And I don't get too jacked up about, somebody who just dropped in to watch the Padres, but I thought it was funny. And, it was also maybe appropriate where he said, do the Dodgers have any relievers that suck or just a bunch of closers? Like, I thought this is a pretty darn deep bullpen.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, I know he's talking about it too. I forget.
Jared, he works for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Carabas,
yeah. Do the Padres have any bad arms in the bullpen?
It's
like they have 8 closers out there.
It's funny. And he went further today and said, what's interesting here is these teams have near identical schedules to close. Yet one team has a 75% chance of winning the division and the other team, the Padres, has a 25% chance. It almost doesn't make sense. Some of the analytics still suggest, we talked about this today, Kevin, like the analytics still suggest, well, the Dodgers are more likely to win the World Series. The Dodgers are more likely to win the division, but we're watching this play out in front of our eyes. And you kind of wonder if that's actually the case or not. I mean, we'll know an answer in 6 weeks, but right now we don't know the answer. But it doesn't feel like they should be a 3-1 favorite to win the division. So I'd go as far as say that.
I don't even know if you're only going to look at this year, right? And not like the fact that the Dodgers always find a way and that they've been there before. I don't even know if they should be a favorite considering their issues, right? Now, are they getting generally healthier, or we think they are? And do they have a lot of talent? And, does anyone believe Mookie Betts isn't going to find a way to be a hero, at least a little bit? Like, absolutely, man. I wouldn't put any money on this race. I wouldn't put your money on this race.
Yeah.
But that does seem a little bit odd. But I mean, man, gosh, that's why this is so great. I mean, the only thing that'd be crazier, but it might be too much for all of us, is if this was a month later and that they were about to meet for 6 times in 10 days.
Completely.
That'd be too much.
To finish the season,
that'd be amazing.
We'd all just,
call the commissioner's office. But yeah, that's too much. Kevin, we appreciate you taking time for us. Safe travels this weekend, and we'll look forward to doing it again soon.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right. We appreciate it. Kevin Acee, your Padres Insider, brought to you by the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. We will react to that on the other side. Plus, Mark Loretta is going to join us at 5:30. Padres Special Assistant to the CEO. Great playing career, including here with the Padres in San Diego. Shoot, he has a unique perspective on Padres Dodgers, doesn't he? He played for both of the franchises. Well, join us at 5:30. Stay with us on Jon and Jim.